Joe and I grew up like brothers should. We were best friends, brothers, number one enemies. I remember after a pretty good fight, Joe wrote me a card. It was my birthday, and it said, "Dear Jack, happy birthday. Mom made me write this." But I did read that a best man speech should include growing up together and embarrassing moments and things like that. So I met Joe back in the 1980s. And at first I did not like Joe. He was always crying like tonight. He was always needing a diaper change, spilling food everywhere. Although none of that really changed, I just learned to accept him. And we had a fun upbringing, a lot of hunting and fishing, and we played a lot of sports together. But it's an absolute privilege to be Joe's best man. I love the guy to death. My brother, he's kind, he's funny, West Point graduate, officer in the military. I honestly could not be more proud, and I love you. Mom made me say all of that as well.
Love in your hands, and it's easy now to understand.
I'm Hannah's little sister, Maddie. I feel as though I've been writing the speech since the day Hannah and Joe were engaged. Joe finally got it right the day that he called me to tell me that he was going to propose. No one's opinion is more important than the little sister. I was on my way to the barn to sneak one more ride in at school before heading home for fall break. Joe called me and he's like, I think I'm going to propose to your sister this weekend. And so he was like, we're going to go on a little walk and I want to propose to her at Sachem's Head, which is a platform on a mountain near us. And so I snuck up first and set up a picnic. And so as I'm heading down to leave so that I'm not there, some people started to come up and I panicked. And I said, you can't be up here. My sister's about to be engaged. And they were like, what? And I was like, can you just come back later? Like, that'd be great. And they very understandingly walked away. And then all of a sudden, I hear Joe's voice. And I panicked again and knew I had to hide. So I hid right below the platform. I think just over the ledge. My knees were like underneath my chin, and as the entire proposal happened, I'm frantically texting my father, thanks Dad, saying, I don't know what to do, I'm listening to everything. So guys, I was there the whole time. I'm sorry.
They turned into maze and we knew that we didn't have love. Like the song that was sung when we danced at the prom, it was over before we begun. We were just a little too young for this love. We were just a little too young for this love. We were just a little too young.
Hannah and I are really fond of the term best friend sister. And it's really important that it goes best friend and then sister. And this is because we don't have a choice that we're sisters, but we've been absolutely best friends since day one. Totally by choice. Hannah's my world. I don't think I could do anything without her. I'm a classic little sister. The list of things that I like or dislike or that I think is cool or tacky, it's never ending. And they're all because Hannah dislikes them or likes them or thinks they're tacky or not cool. However, I know she's the only one that I'll ever follow so mindlessly. But I know that I'll follow her anywhere and to the ends of the earth. She's literally my other half, and she always will be. Here we are at 22 and 25.
Bells rung, it'll play the rest of our lives. We were just a little too young for this love. We were just a little too young for this love. We were just a little too A1 days till turn to maze. And you're never gonna know just where life's gonna go, but that's fine as long as you're by my side. When your soul's
Welcome, family and friends, to Hannah and Joe's wedding day. What a gorgeous spot this is. It means the world to Joseph and Hannah that you are here today to support and love them. Some of you have come all the way from Greenfield, and others from Minnesota and Colorado. Hannah and Joe claim to have had very different college experiences before they met during their junior year in Egypt. Their dates in Egypt were filled with more, let's say, adventurous dates than most. Saying goodbye at the airport was very difficult. Hannah and Joe were tested with a long-distance relationship for a long time, from December of 2011 until now. They were so very happy to realize that last month was their last goodbye while living separately. We can clap for that.
Hannah, today I'm about to be your lover, your boo-boo-boo, and best friend, your partner in crime, and biggest fan. I will respect you, I will encourage you, and I will cherish you. I also promise to comfort you when the Red Sox lose. You know me better than anyone else, and somehow you still manage to love me. Ever since the wishbone in Dahab, I knew that I would marry you. You've always been there for me, and you've always had clear eyes and love in your heart. Hannah, you're my hero, and I vow to love you for the rest of my life.
Joe, there are little words in the English dictionary that can even begin to describe how I feel today, let alone right now. We've been together for 4 years, 5 months, and 2 weeks, with nearly 50 plane tickets, thousands of phone calls, a dozen Skype dates, watching favorite TV shows or movies. And after many visits to Kansas, Minnesota, New York, and Massachusetts that always felt less than 24 hours, we would say goodbye at over 5 airports with millions of strangers witnessing us both knowing that the next flight to each other couldn't come soon enough. Today marks not only the day we marry, but the start of no more goodbyes for reasons of returning home. You are my home, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Your spontaneity, direction, wit, and love for life inspires me every day. Today is literally the best day ever, not only because of the celebration, or as a good friend of mine would say, the mini Joe and Hannah Woodstock, but because it's the beginning of forever. With this forever, I vow to hold your hand through each adventure. I vow to remind you every day how much I love you. I vow to stand beside you through every argument, even if it's over a card game or a Big Mac. And lastly, I vow to love you for infinity. And I love you. To quote a great classic, I close with, I love you, okay? Want it louder? I love you. Spell it out, should I? I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Want it backwards? You love I.
With this ring,
With this ring,
I thee wed.
I thee wed.
With this ring,
I thee wed.
I thee wed.
By the power vested in me, under the laws of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Kiss the bride.
You all heard a little bit about Hannah and Joe's beginnings. I think it's interesting to note these two found each other from cultures and families that were miles apart, but families that were bound by the common value of love. So I sort of think about foundation of their relationship like a three-legged stool. And for any of you who saw our archway out there, primarily built by Joe and Grandpa O, and other folks from the Dawkins family who helped out on our Thursday night barbecue. And I was helping a little bit this morning, putting it together, and it had 4 points, and it kept kind of going like this until we kind of staked it into the ground. And you realize with 3 points, you have a more stable foundation. So Hannah brought 1 point, and Joe brought another point, and the infinite love, which is such a gift when 2 people find each other like they have, is the third leg of that tripod that has given them such a strong foundation.
Hannah and Joe, here's what I wish for you. May your troubles be few and short-lived. May the love you feel today continue to expand in ways you cannot imagine. May your adventures be rich and filled with joy and simple pleasures. And may you continue to support each other's individual dreams and accomplishments as you create your joint paths together.